Mike, I think the big question this morning is what's going to happen over on the East Coast with this nor'easter.
Well, there's some good news. A lot of the models, including ours, taking it farther east than we had thought, which means the worst of the storm would probably stay offshore. Not that it's going to be nice weather up and down the eastern seaboard, but at least not as bad as it could have been. We have a little bit of energy feeding across the Ohio and Tennessee valleys. That's just causing a few spotty showers here and there, but the storm system itself is probably going to rake the outer banks of Massachusetts, basically, as it continues to move that way. But a lot of the moisture, again, is going to be farther east, so you might get a little bit of snow on the northwest side of this thing, but a lot of it's just going to be rain and kind of strong winds, mainly in New England. The area is not affected as much by Sandy as farther toward the southwest, so that's better than it could be, no question. We still have to watch it, though. You never know. It could come a little farther west than our model is showing. But high pressure from the Great Lakes all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico as we head into the day tomorrow. Another frontal system coming in out west. Now, this one's not going to blast eastward across the country. A lot of the energy is going to be feeding southward into the western states, and that's going to be bringing some cold air. A fair amount of snow in parts of Montana, even the lower elevations getting snow in this situation because that is some cold air behind that front. Here's the precipitation estimate over the past 24 hours. You can see not a lot. There's pockets here and there, parts of the eastern plain states, Tennessee Valley, a few spots in the southeast and also in the northwestern sections of the country. Adding on the next 24 hours, we're not adding a whole lot, but we are adding some decent amounts right along the shoreline from New Jersey northward. But again, not as heavy as it had looked. There's the estimated snow amounts over the past 24 hours, a few pockets in the western lakes and also highest elevations in the far northwest. But we are going to add some over the next 24 hours, as you can see, especially in northeast Minnesota and also parts of Montana and Idaho, mainly the higher elevations, but even the lower elevations will get some. High temperatures today on the chilly side, the northern plains, Great Lakes, and the northeast with a lot of 40s showing up there, 70s by the time you get to the Gulf Coast. Cold air remaining in the east, as you can see, 20s and 30s tomorrow morning for lows, but colder air plunging into the west with some teens showing up in parts of Montana. There's a jet stream by Friday, though. It does warm up into the Great Lakes and the east, as you can see there with that ridge. Big trough diving into the west, and that's going to be balling eastward, although that's going to be a slow mover. You can see by Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, more cold air coming into the lakes. That's a look across the country. Now let's take a look at some local forecasts. For Carlsbad, New Mexico, mostly sunny and nice today. Afternoon high of 80 degrees. Cedar Rapids, Iowa, a mix of clouds and sunshine, the high of 46. And Messina, New York, partly sunny and chilly. The afternoon high around 38.